These are the types of homes that require just a little bit of extra caution if you're looking for a new home in Massachusetts. I get it, house hunting is hard. You finally walk into a home and think, I love this place, this could be it, I could live here forever. And sometimes it is. And there are also certain types of homes where even if I love the charm, the layout, the location, and it matches perfectly, I'll pause to my client and I'll say, all right, we love the house. Let's just slow this down and really think this through. Not because it's a bad house, not because you can't or shouldn't buy it, but because in Massachusetts there are certain homes that require a little bit of extra attention, a little bit of extra planning, and a very clear understanding of what you're taking on. I've seen a lot of homes, both professionally and personally, and today I want to talk through the types of homes that deserve a second look before you fall in love. The goal here isn't to scare you. The goal is to help you avoid surprises and, more importantly, expensive lessons later. All right, if you're ready, let's dive in. So number one is older homes. They have incredible character and they come with real responsibilities. Massachusetts is full of older homes, and that's one of the best things about living here. The craftsmanship, the details, the layouts that you just don't see anymore. Nothing is cookie cutter. Let me be very clear. Older homes can be amazing. My own house was built right around 1700. They just require a different mindset. Homes that are 80 or 100, even 150 or 300 years old often comes with layers of history and layers of systems. That doesn't mean they're a problem. It means they require careful evaluation. Things that we always pay attention to: plumbing, especially original or partially updated lines, electrical systems that may have been upgraded in stages or that maybe have some knob and tube wiring still hiding in the walls, insulation and efficiency differences compared to modern builds. You'll often hear phrases like, some of it was updated, or we think most of it was replaced, and that's where inspection and documentation really matters. Another reality of older homes in Massachusetts is the quirks. Some have steep staircases or lower ceilings in places, unusual room layouts. For many buyers, that's the charm, and it's still important to think about how it fits your lifestyle, especially with kids or pets or your long-term plans. Older homes can be incredibly rewarding, and they're best approached thoughtfully rather than impulsively. 2. Homes in flood-prone areas. And yes, many basements are wet. Flood considerations matter in Massachusetts, not just along the coast, it's inland as well. People often assume flooding only applies near the ocean. In reality, we see issues related to rivers and streams, heavy, sustained rainfall, rising water tables, and aging drainage infrastructure. And yes, many basements in Massachusetts get water. That doesn't mean walk away. It does mean understanding what kind of water, how often it happens, and how it's managed. That's most important. There's a meaningful difference between occasional seepage during heavy storms and chronic water intrusion that affects structure and storage and usability. Flood insurance, mitigation systems, sump pumps, all of these should be part of the conversation before moving forward. Flood maps change. Sump pumps serve an important role and are not scary. Weather patterns evolve, and buyers are best served going in with their eyes open. 3. Oil tanks. They're super common above ground, use extreme caution below ground. Oil heat is very common in Massachusetts and into southern New Hampshire. Oil tanks located in basements or garages are something that we see all the time, and they can be perfectly manageable when properly maintained. Underground oil tanks, on the other hand, are a completely different category. This is one area where I'm firm. Underground oil tanks require extreme caution. Even when they've been decommissioned, the concern isn't theoretical. Soil contamination can be extraordinarily expensive to remediate. And here's another detail that matters a lot. Even with above ground tanks, I always want to see the oil line running from the tank to the heating system to be fully sleeved. That sleeve provides protection, it provides peace of mind. It allows leaks to be detected more easily, and it significantly reduces your risk. Whether the tank is active, recently replaced, an unsleeved oil line is something that deserves attention, and it's an easy fix. Above ground tanks are visible, they're serviceable, they can be replaced. Underground tanks, though, introduce uncertainty. Even with paperwork, even with prior testing, if a tank leaked, even decades ago, cleanup responsibility can fall on the current owner. That's not something you want to discover after closing. 4. Flipped homes. Quality shows in the details. Flipped homes are everywhere, and many of them are done incredibly well, and others were clearly rushed through the process. The issue isn't that a home was flipped, the issue is how it was flipped. Things that I see that raise concern is rushed cosmetic work, uneven trim, sloppy finish work, doors that don't close properly, finishes that look great in photos and just feel a little bit off in person. The cosmetics of a home tell a story. If corners were cut on visible details, it's reasonable to question what happened behind the walls. This is where inspections and permits and renovation timelines really matter. A quality renovation holds up under scrutiny. A rushed one usually reveals itself quickly. 5. Over-the-top custom features. Think lifestyle fit versus long-term flexibility. Custom features can be incredible when they align with the home and the neighborhood. The challenge comes when upgrades become too specific. Examples include highly specialized rooms, extremely personalized finish, major upgrades that exceed neighborhood norms. Think the golf simulator. If you plan to live in the house long-term and love those features, that can be completely reasonable and might be something that you're looking for. Yet if short-term and resale matters, it's important to remember that the next buyer may not share your taste or see that value. In Massachusetts, over-improving for the neighborhood is one of the easiest ways to limit future appeal. The upgrades that tend to age the best, they're timeless, they're functional, and they are consistent with surrounding homes. So a quick tip before you tour a house. Before getting emotionally invested, ask for information early. Ask to see the seller's disclosure. See if you can get utility history, flood consideration, ages of the system. A little homework upfront can save a lot of time and a lot of money later. So there's no such thing as a perfect house, even in new construction, especially in a state as old and varied as Massachusetts. And there are homes that require more planning, more diligence, and clearer expectations. When buyers understand that up front, they tend to make better decisions and enjoy their homes more once they're in them. And that is the goal.